Netflix already royally screwed up Masters of the Universe with Revelation. It got a terrible user score, and the hype for it died pretty quickly. I watched it, and I personally was just not a fan of them pushing He-Man to the side, making it all about the strong woman Tila, and part 2 being focused on Evelyn. Doesn't sound like a much better direction, but Netflix has decided to continue ruining the Masters of the Universe franchise because they released a brand new trailer for a reboot that's a new CGI series, and it is getting blasted by the internet because of how terrible it looks. I want to read a couple of different articles and show off a couple of different things, but before we get into the topic at hand, if you enjoy the content that I create, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Follow me on social media like Twitter or mine so that you can see when my content is posted. And if you do really enjoy the videos and the live streams that I create, please consider becoming a Dark Titan via Patreon for just $1 a month or supporting via direct donations. All of the links are in the description, and of course, I do really appreciate all of the support. So we're going to start off with this Cosmic Book News article. It says He-Man in the Masters of the Universe Netflix trailer as bad as the Kevin Smith series. I'm really disappointed with the direction they went in with Revelation. I thought that Kevin Smith did a terrible job with fans and backlash. He literally just insulted fans, tried to move past it, and then went silent on social media about Masters of the Universe because he knew that real He-Man fans hated Revelation. It is getting blasted by the internet still. It's got a 39% Rotten Tomatoes user score, and now we've got the announcement of this new series, which does not look good at all whatsoever. So it says Netflix has released the trailer for the new CGI He-Man in the Masters of the Universe series, which doesn't look much better than the recent Kevin Smith disaster of a show. Similar to the Netflix Kevin Smith Revelation series, this series seems to focus more on a female character more than He-Man, and instead of I have the power, it's we have the power. Oh, of course, they just have to go and change everything about this universe. Okay, now it's not I have the power. No, it's we have the power. Cringe indeed. I hate using the word cringe, but it is truly and genuinely cringe content that Netflix is making now. It says it blows my mind that Mattel greenlit this stuff while trying to sell more toys, and I feel bad for today's youth that their cartoons are utter garbage. It's true. Cartoons nowadays, a lot of them are pure garbage. I just feel like no good content comes out for youth these days. It is just mind-blowing. So it says we also see the CGI series is produced by Rob David, who is behind the Smith series, and the DC comics that are a joke. Makes sense. It's a shame that they keep putting the same people behind projects because these people are garbage. These people have pea-sized brains that are not creating any good content, that can't see a good direction for franchises yet. They're the ones in charge of them. So it says He-Man and the Masters of the Universe premieres on Netflix September 16th, and here is the official description. It says the CG animated series will reimagine the Masters of the Universe classic tale with all new storylines and a fresh take on the iconic characters. In my opinion, they should just make a new property, make some new characters, make a new story. Instead, they decided, of course, to take Masters of the Universe and twist it, make new stories, and have a fresh modern take on iconic characters because they know inevitably there will be people who watch this series because it says Masters of the Universe because of that nostalgia. It says this marks the second collaboration between Netflix and Mattel Television, joining the previously announced 2D anime series Revelation with Kevin Smith. It says, on the planet of Eternia, a young lost prince discovers the power of Grayskull and transforms into He-Man, Master of the Universe. It says this series is being produced by Mattel Television with Adam Bonnet, Christopher Keenan, and Rob David, serving as executive producers, and the series was developed, for television by Rob David. Now, when I heard that they were doing another He-Man series, I thought to myself, how can this be worse than Revelation? But Revelation actually did have a couple of things going for it. It had a fantastic voice acting cast. That was an amazing cast. You had, Mark Hamill, Lena Headey. I mean, the voice acting, in my opinion, was actually very good. And the animation actually looked pretty freaking great as well. The style of it was awesome. But the style of this series is a disaster. It looks terrible. Oh my god. I saw it and instantly thought to myself, there's no shot that this was real. There's no way that this is official. And it is. It looks awful, at least in my opinion. Maybe one or two people out there like this style. If you like it, good for you. But for me, it looks terrible. And this is what He-Man looks like. He looks awful. You are not telling me anyone is looking at this going, oh my goodness, this looks so cool. It looks like garbage. And it's supposed to be aimed towards kids. Yet, there's this weird rap music in the background. We see this with video games a lot. These cool-looking video games have this awful music behind it. This whole trailer is truly and genuinely a nightmare. And this is Prince Adam. He looks like a young girl for some reason. A young girl with a Karen haircut. I think that the characters look awful. The style is just so bad. I do not know who is gonna watch this and actually enjoy it. And funny enough, initially the comments for this were on, the likes and dislikes were on, and the likes and dislikes are still on. It is being ratioed, but Netflix decided to turn the comments off, of course, because they can't take criticism. That's one thing that companies need to learn to do, is to take criticism. If you post something on the internet and people don't like it, they should be allowed to voice their distaste for it, because it causes more backlash when you don't. Companies need to realize criticism is actually a good thing. If people are criticizing your product, that means they want your product to improve. They want you to do better in the future, but companies like Netflix can't be bothered. And right now, this trailer has 5.5k likes and 12k dislikes. People do not like the look of this trailer so far. It's a mixture of things. The story that it's telling, the animation. It's a lot of negative in this 2-minute trailer. So if we go to it, of course, we've got Prince Adam, and then, of course, we've got him transforming, the magic's working. That at least looks kind of okay, but it's the style in general does not look good. Like, that, to me, if I saw that, I would not be interested at all whatsoever. And even though I really do love Masters of the Universe, I don't care about this series at all, and I don't think a lot of people are going to either. Netflix loves to take franchises and try and do something different with them, hoping they're going to find a new audience for shows, and unfortunately, they took Masters of the Universe and decided to make content like this and Revelation. They could have made a great He-Man show that focused on all of these beloved characters, and instead they took characters like Teela and completely dissected them and changed who they were. Clearly, there's a difference in who these shows are for. I do think that that is important to point out, but that doesn't mean that it doesn't look like trash. Revelation was supposed to be for adults and longtime fans, allegedly. I mean, they really killed a lot of the love people had for it, and this one is aimed more towards kids, but it looks like garbage, and I think that that is super important to point out here. We went from having amazing shows for youth to content like this. It is truly heartbreaking. And, of course, Masters of the Universe Revelation hasn't been going as well for Netflix as they planned. Right now, it is still sitting at a 39% average audience score. And I think a lot of the people who watched Revelation who disliked it are going to, try to watch this new He-Man series and see it's even worse than Revelation. Obviously, I haven't seen it so far. Maybe the story is fantastic, but so far it is not looking good. It is not looking promising, and I'm so disappointed with the direction they're going in with Masters of the Universe, because this is such a cool franchise that they just decided to basically take and ruin. I know a lot of people have hope going forward for Masters of the Universe that maybe part 2 will be so much better for Revelation. It doesn't really sound like it's going to. It sounds like they're still going to be focusing on characters besides He-Man. And it's just such a shame that this is what they want to do, that they don't actually care about making shows that cater to longtime fans with nostalgia. They just want to make what they think is going to sell in today's market, which is strong Wom and Tila. And here are just a couple of the reviews. I have read the reviews, but I wanted to read some of the newer ones. Lots of 1 stars, lots of 2 stars, lots of disappointed people still commenting their thoughts. Spoiler alert, in case you haven't seen it yet, I'm sure most of you have seen it, but someone said Tila is a terrible main character. Adam died for everyone and Tila is angry about his secret? Really? How do you kill off the main character? That's Netflix for ya. They just give the shows to whoever. In this case, it was Kevin Smith, and he decided, we're not gonna kill off He-Man once, we're gonna do it twice. I can't believe that he bragged about it, and then he, of course, crapped on fans who were very disappointed with the show. It's people like Kevin Smith that I'm ultimately the most disappointed with, because it's their decisions as to what content the shows get. It's their decisions of the direction, and they just bring these shows in awful, awful directions. Someone said, not a show about He-Man, and it's so boring. I'm so tired of remakes. Can't anyone come up with something original anymore? I'm also sick of the ideology that the entertainment industry is weaving into everything they can. Cartoons used to be fun and an escape from all the crap in the world. Thanks for ruining another classic. And someone else gave it half a star and said, how are you going to make a sequel to a beloved show and kill off the main character in the beginning? Lie to fans about it, hoping to stir up viewership, and try to defend yourself. This show didn't need to be made, but it was, and it was made poorly. Ultimately, it doesn't sound like the direction of Masters of the Universe is positive right now. They're creating bad content for Masters of the Universe. Revelation Part 1 was not good. Revelation Part 2 probably will not be good. And this new series, this new reboot, looks terrible, at least in my opinion. I guess ultimately we'll have to see. Maybe it'll turn out to be amazing, but honestly, I doubt it. But let everyone know your thoughts in the comments section down below. If you enjoyed this video and found it important and informative, please make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you didn't, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.